Hey guys, in this video, I want to talk to you about creating power by putting on the brakes. And what I mean by that, you got to stop in the right place on your rotation back and your rotation through to maximize the effect of the rotation. So when you're turning back, we've talked about it before, you want to rotate back and get your weight to the instep of your trail foot. You want to get a big turn. Now, if you have to turn your hips a little bit more to get that full shoulder turn, that's fine, as long as you stop at the right point on the way back. So what we see a lot of times is people will go back, and then to get to the top of the swing, they'll over rotate. So the weight gets on the outside and the heel of their trail foot. From that point, you have no leverage to turn back through into the ball. So you get here and you keep going, and now you can't drive back. So you're forced to swing down with all arms. Well, what we want to do is we want to eliminate that move. So when you're turning back, you're moving your weight to the instep of your trail foot. If you have to have it open, like I said, to get that bigger turn, that's fine, as long as your weight stays on the inside of that trail foot. So we want to set up, pinch the right knee in a little bit, not enough to make it awkward looking or feel funny, but just to preset the weight on the instep. When you come back, you're going to rotate back. You get all the way up to the top of the swing. Now, we're moving a little bit slower, a lot slower on the backswing than we are on the downswing, so that's easier to do there. But when you're moving through into the ball, and that's what I'm going to focus on a little bit more here, we're going to get through the correct way. So we have to brake on the way through. We can't slide through because that doesn't create the torque and the delivery method that we want. I talk a lot about the kinematic sequence, and the power goes from the ground up through your body to your hips, to your torso, down the arms, and to the club head. So think about when you're snapping a towel, like you get a towel wet, you roll it up, and then you snap it like this. The power comes when it passes your hands, and then you pull back. It goes like this, and then you pull back, and you get that pop. If you just do this as hard as you want, you're not getting any power. You're not getting that last little bit of torque, like snapping a whip or snapping that towel. So it's the same thing on the way through. So we load it up. We're in a good position. The downswing starts from the ground up. You start driving everything through. The arms come down. If you just slide through, you're not going to get that snap. You're not going to get that power delivery as it moves up and you get that full energy transfer down. And that's why a lot of people say, hey, you really got to snap your hands through, but that doesn't let the club stay square. So what we want to focus on is moving back. Weight goes to the instep of the trail foot. Your legs start going first. You're driving everything through. You have to get the leg going around your body. Your left hip goes around the spine. If you come through and your weight goes to the toe of that front foot, you keep going through, and then you have two things. You're not getting the power delivery, and you have to square the club face with your hands. That's going to, one, lead to inconsistency, and two, you're not getting the most power that you deserve to get because you've created it on the way through. So the movement down, your weight goes to your left heel, but you're pushing back. It's equal and opposite reaction. So the more you push this way, the more you can go back around here. So again, let's do some small swings. Push into the instep. Your weight goes to your left foot, but you're pushing back and letting that hip go around your body like this. So I've talked to you guys in other videos about the amount you want to really push off that right side, off your trail side. You can't get off the trail side if you never get on the trail side. And while pushing off the trail side is important, you'll see with a couple of graphics that I'm going to show you in a second that leading players on the PGA Tour, LPGA Tour, and Long Drive Tour push way more with their front foot than they do with the trail foot. Take a look at these statistics between the PGA Tour and LPGA Tour. You can see the percentage of body weight that they're pushing between those two is very, very comparable. But when you compare it to what the force pushed by the long drive guys is, it's quite a bit more. So you can tell where the distance is actually coming from. So when you're coming through, you want to be thinking, this is tough to think about while you swing, but as you're practicing, you push hard here, you're going to push twice as hard here, because you have to be able to stop as you get through. Because if you don't, you're just going to keep sliding through. You're not going to get the contact you want, and you're not going to hit it as well as you can. So it's going to look like this. You can see on the backswing, I'm pushing my weight into the instep of the right foot. My right shin doesn't move back, and that's allowing me to really brace into the right side so I can start the downswing from the ground up. As I start the downswing, my right foot is pushing away from the target. There's an equal and opposite reaction. So when I push away from the target on the backswing, that's going to push me toward the target with my legs and the force. From down the line, you can see when I start the downswing, my weight is going to move to the heel of the left foot. In order for that to happen, I got to push away from my body, which is going to, again, create an equal and opposite reaction. That's going to get my weight efficiently to the heel of my left foot, creating that break as I turn through. Hope this educates your game. I'll talk to you soon.